Hello everyone, this is Juan Fraire, and today I'm going to introduce you how to set up our development environment for machine learning applications using TensorFlow, Keras, and have this integrated into a Python virtual environment and integrated also in the Visual Studio Code development application. So first we're going to open a terminal and we are going to create a working directory for our environment and application. We're going to go inside this created ML application directory, and then we're going to write to check if our Python version is here. All right, and we're going to run the create a virtual environment command. So first, this command actually creates our virtual environment, and we have this system side packages flag that actually informs this virtual environment that the packages that we're going to use can actually be obtained from the system installation, and this will basically avoid some reinstallation of some of the packages that we're going to use and speeding up the installation. So we're going to just run this. This can take a few minutes. And once it's finished, we can see that actually we have our VM folder listed here with our virtual environment information for our Python environment. Basically, we're going to see that one of the folders here is a script. So script is basically a folder keeping all the Python commands and the different tools that we have, like pip and so on. And this is because we're on Windows. So if you're running on Linux or Mac OS, this folder is going to be called bin. So what we're going to do next is to create a source folder where we are going to store our code. All right, so and we're going to open this source folder from Visual Studio Code itself. So we're going to just open here. We're going to open the folder and we're going to just create a ML app Python file here, right? And this will become just a Python application for Visual Studio Code. It is possible that at this moment Visual Studio Code suggests you to install a Python extension. So in this case, I have this installed already. So if not, I suggest you can install this also in your Visual Studio Code application. So now, to be sure that Visual Studio takes our virtual environment we have created, we're going to go to the command palette and we're going to go for workspace settings here. And in the settings of the workspace, we're going to jump to this icon up here on the right, where we can just see this as a JSON script, and we're going to be able to define specifically which is the Python path that we want to use for our machine learning application. So we have this Python path element that we just want to have our Python executable and interpreter here. So we're going to add the folder to here, and to this we just need to open again, just open terminal just to be sure that we're having on the right folder, and then we should go to VM script, right? And this is basically the folder that we want to have pointed to here. So just pasting this here, and since we're using Windows, I would just suggest to use some double slashes, right? And then just basically python.x here. Now if we just can close the terminal again, just killing this terminal here. And if we go and open a new one, then the terminal should automatically take on the virtual environment we have just created. So this is why we see this VM here in front of the command line, meaning that we are actually using our Python code that is actually sitting on the virtual environment we have just created. So now that we have our virtual environment set up already with our Visual Studio Code, then it's time to install TensorFlow. So To install the TensorFlow, I would suggest you to go to the installation page of TensorFlow. You have the versions, just to check here, the Python version, the pip version, and the virtual environment version, and so on, that you need to run TensorFlow. So this is basically up to you. What I'm going to skip this because I have already all the system already running. I'm just going to run the installation part, pip install upgrade TensorFlow. So I'm just going to copy and paste this command here. And since I mostly I run this system packages command in my virtual environment, then most of these packages are not going to be just fetched and downloaded. These are going to be taken from my local system, and then we should have already our TensorFlow installed and running. So one way to verify this briefly is to go to Python here and just run import TensorFlow SDF, for instance. In this case, we have a warning. In this case, basically, it's complaining that we don't have a GPU in this local machine, so this shouldn't be an issue. But we have the TensorFlow installed, and we can actually try print version of TensorFlow, and this means we have our TensorFlow library already installed. So to continue, we are going to install now Keras. So I also suggest you to go to Keras webpage for precise installation instructions, but now I'm going to just install this from pip install Keras. Again, this is fetched from my local system. This is already installed, so I'm not downloading the program once again. So this might take a few minutes more on your local PC. And a very simple way, again, to verify that we have our Keras correctly installed is again to run the version print just in case. And we're going to just to check. The version here of Keras up and running. So now we just should be able to import TensorFlow as and then from TensorFlow we should be able to import Keras. Alright, thank you very much for watching. This was a brief overview of how to install TensorFlow and Keras in a virtual environment for Python, and also integrating this into Visual Studio Code.